In terms of creating the speech, what we're going to do is we're going to go for imperfection first, and then over time, we're going to keep on perfecting it. And the way that this works is that we're going to be creating the blocks of the speech. And during our actual practice session, that's when we're going to be connecting the blocks. So in the next video, I'm going to be teaching you how to create the middle of the speech. In the video after that, I'm going to be teaching you how to create the opener and the closer of the speech. By maximizing our understanding of the middle, the opener and the closer just creates itself. So I'll see you in the next slide. So to create the middle of the speech, we're going to be following a formula known as the tree method. For a tree, there's 3 different variables that fall into it. 1 is the trunk, 2 are the branches, and the 3rd one are the leaves. Trunk represents the main point of your speech, the branches represent the supporting points of your speech, and the leaves represent the subpoints of your speech. Let's get started with the first part. The main point. Why is it that you are giving this speech in the first place? Who is it for? What are you trying to get them to do? And let me give you an example. Let's say the purpose of your speech is to prove to the audience members why cats make for better pets than dogs. And if you're a big dog fan, don't judge me too much. I'm just giving you an example. And throughout this speech, you want to prove to the audience members as to why they should get a sweet little kitten. Well, now you can start to play around with the main point of your speech, the trunk. Your goal is to be able to express this in simply one line. The purpose of my talk is to prove to the audience why cats make for better pets than dogs and why they should get it. Simply by being able to articulate this in one line, it becomes much easier to create the branches and the leaves. So let's work on one branch together. How exactly are you going to make this point? Let's say one of your branches is to say that cats require less maintenance than a dog. This makes more sense for the cat. Okay, so this is one of your branches. But can you really prove that? Can you really bring that concept to life with some of the leaves? Sure. At this point, you can cite some statistics, some data, some research, bringing this leaf to life. You want to keep making sure that the leaves are detailed. It's painting this vivid imagery, making more of a case for each of the branches that you're including. Remember this, the more clear that you are for your trunk, the easier that each of the branches become to create. And once you create the branches, the leaves often present themselves because now you're just a few Google searches away. And this is pretty much speech building 101. You could create as many branches as you want. You can create as many leaves as you want, depending on how big your speech is. But remember this, only one trunk. So thus far, you have your trunk, branches, and leaves. And now we're going to work on the opener and the closer. With the opener, you need 2 things. Number 1, you need to grab the audience's attention. And number 2, you want to paint the picture of the journey that you're going to take them on. So number 1, grabbing their attention. A lot of these people are going to physically be present, but mentally they're in la la land. They're thinking about their problems, their worries, their pets, etc. And it would be a shame if you work so hard on your presentation and no one's even paying attention. So to grab their attention, you could either tell a joke, you could provide a shocking statistic that relates to your speech in one way, shape, or form. You could do one of those raise your hand if scenarios. You could get creative with it. But the main thing with the opener is to grab their attention. Now, once you have grabbed their attention, the next thing that you want to do is paint a rough picture of the journey that you're going to take them on. Imagine that you're a very busy kind of person and your friend randomly comes to you and says, "Hey, get in my car. We're going for a drive." You may get in the car, but if he told you where he's going to take you, the likelihood of you getting in the car skyrockets. And similarly, if you could sort of paint the picture, not give away every single last detail in the opener, then it's much more likely that these people are going to pay attention. And just to give you a tip, always assume that these people in the audience have this big sticker on their forehead that writes, "What's in it for me?" And with the opener, you are addressing that. Now with the closer, what you're doing is you're giving a summary of the journey that you just took them on, and then you are providing a call to action. And the call to action really depends. It could be such as, so today you go ahead and you adopt that cat, from one of the examples that we were giving earlier. And it could be something very simple, and often even the call to action is optional. I do recommend it just because it solidifies a further engagement with the audience. So take some time to brainstorm an opener and a closer for your speech.